ये मट्टी जो गवाही दे रही है आज, कोई साजिश नहीं, कोई फितना नहीं, ये खैबर पख्तूनख्वा है जो सर उठा रहा है आज। इसी के साथ मैं गुजारिश करूँगा शहीद काकड़ को कि वो स्टेज पर आएँ और अपने ख्यालात का इजहार करें। काकड़ साहब, रिप्रेजेंटेटिव शाहिद खान काकड़ साहब, माजरत नाम कीजिए।
Honourable elders, esteemed human rights defenders and respected sisters and brothers. Today I'm honoured to represent the Pashtun Tahafuz Movement United Kingdom chapter on the occasion of the 122nd birthday anniversary of Syed as we stand in solidarity with all oppressed nations. And today I'm very happy that I can see here like a Baloch nation, Sindhi nation and Kashmiri nation, as we all are being oppressed by the Pakistani army, and Pakistani army atrocities are still ongoing against our nation. On behalf of the Pashtun Tahafuz Movement, I pay revolutionary tribute to Syed, a man whose voice echoed the pain of his people, who challenged the tyranny of centralized power and whose life was devoted to fundamental principle that nations can't be ruled by force and people can't be silenced forever. Syed was not just a civil leader. He was a subcontinental conscience. He understood something that oppressive states feared the most, that diversity is not weakness and the true unity can never be built on caution. Syed life was a journey of awakening from being a supporter of Pakistan movement to becoming one of the most vocal critics of post-colonial authoritarianism. His evolution was driven by honesty, courage, and unwavering commitment to truth. When he saw that Pakistan's promises of equality, democracy, and federalism were broken, when he saw Sindhi's resources plundered, language marginalized, and people reduced to subjects, he chose principle over power. For this choice, he paid heavy price. Years of imprisonment, long periods of house detention, political isolation, character assassination, but he never surrendered. Same as we, the Pashtun Tahafuz movement emerged not from ambition, from a deep grief, injustice, extrajudicial killings of Pashtuns, humiliation of women and elders at Pakistani army checkpoints, and the cry of our ordinary people. We speak for mothers searching for missing sons, for villages destroyed in the name of security, for land turned into battlefields. Pakistan continues the same evil, deceived and betrayed policies. 80,000 Pashtuns have been killed in the past 24 years. More than 6,700 are still missing. Same as the Pashtun Tahafuz movement members, 5,427 members of the Pashtun Tahafuz movement are detained under fabricated charges of terrorism and sedition. On October 5th, 2024, PTM, a human rights organization, got prescribed branding peaceful advocacy as terrorism, a violation of the ICCPR and other human rights conventions. PTM members and leaders are being assassinated. On 12th of November 2025, leaders of the Pashtun Tahafuz movement were abducted. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf PTI convened a jirga in the name of peace. However, PTM rejected this jirga because it was called by state proxy, and PTM delegation were not given an opportunity to present its peace proposal for our region. After our delegation left Jirga, Pakistani military intelligence Islamabad wing abducted a delegation, including Nurullah Tareen, Hanif Pashtun, Adnan Wazir, Habib Wazir, Farman Khan, and Farhan Khan. And to this day, their fate remained unknown. Syed once said, in the sense that the biggest crime of the state is denying humanity to its own people. This is exactly what PTM against. We are against enforced disappearances, extrajudicial killings, collective punishment, marginalization of civilian life, silencing dissent, and against any cruelty against humanity. And we do so peacefully, openly, and without hatred. Dear brothers and sisters, Syed believed that every nation has the right to decide its own destiny, whether one agrees or disagrees with all of his conclusion. One cannot deny the intellectual honesty and moral courage with which he raised these questions. He dared to ask, why should Sindh's water be stolen by Pakistan? Why should its language be treated as inferior? Why should its people be ruled without consent? Similarly, PTM dares to ask, why Pashtun lands mined after war we didn't choose? Why are the Pashtun youths disappeared without trial? Why are we labeled traitor for demanding our constitutional rights? These questions do not weaken a country, it strengthens it if answered with justice. But the authoritarian system fears these questions. And this is exactly why Syed was silenced, and PTM leaders are jailed, and this is why peaceful dissent is branded as sedition. As like we can see, Ali Khan Wazir, he has like no charges. He was abducted from Islamabad in a car accident, and then Islamabad police arrested him, and then he was put in a jail under a Colonial Act 3 impure. Then he was moved to Balochistan, and then again he was jailed, imprisoned there, and Colonial Act 3 impure. And then they moved him to Synd, and today he doesn't have any case against him, but still he's in prison because the atrocities of Pakistani army and people who dares to speak against Pakistani army and its atrocities, Pakistani army then punished them with detention, illegal detention. Dear comrades, Syed envisioned a future in which Sindhi would live with dignity, not domination. The Pashtun Tahafuz Movement, PTM, envisions a future where no ethnicity is treated as expendable, where no region is turned into a laboratory of war, as Pakistani army using our land for their war as a laboratory. These are the wars we didn't choose, and we are not giving consent to Pakistani army to come and have operations or war or bring dollars or yuans from Chinese to come and have a war in our own land. But Pakistani army still using our land as laboratory. As we can see today, Pakistani army are forcefully displacing Pashtuns from the Pashtun areas. Khurram and Tira are the main points of this day, as they are forcefully displacing those Pashtuns from their own ancestral land. James taught us that real patriotism is loyalty to people, not to the institution that abused them. This lesson is crucial today. In an era where propaganda replaces truth, where dissent is criminalized, and where history is rewritten to serve power, remembering Syed said is an act of resistance. He reminded us that silence is not neutrality, obedience is not loyalty, and fear must replace conscience. Dear comrades, PTM stands in solidarity with the people of Sindh, Balochistan, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, and all oppressed nations and communities. We believe that justice for one is incomplete without justice for all. The dream of Syed Syed and the struggle of PTM converge at one point. A future where people are sovereign, where resources serve to the people, and where differences are respected, not crushed. Let us be clear, we don't seek chaos. We seek accountability, dignity, and Truth and Reconciliation Commission that whatever abuses, crimes of Pakistani army committed against the oppressed nation, they must be treated as that way. Syed Syed may have been confined physically, but his ideas rule free and Sindh's poetry and Pashtun's resistance and Baloch resilience in every voice that refused to bow. On this 122nd birthday of Syed Syed, let us renew our commitment to speak truth to the power, to stand with the oppressed, to reject violence and hatred, and to struggle for a future built on constant justice and equality. History does not remember those who ruled with fear. History remembers those who resisted with courage. Syed Syed was one of them, and so are the people who continue their struggle today. And today, being a representative of the Pashtun Tahafuz Movement, I'm giving an idea to all of you, all the oppressed nations. Like I can see here, Fahim Baloch, a responsible representative of BNM, and our Sindhi comrade from MQM, and Kambar Malik from Bikas, and our Sindhi brothers, our Kashmiri Dr. Mirza. Let us sit together and let's bring our demand together, and in future we should, organize events, huge events together, and to share our ideas to one and each other, because our pain is the same, our enemy is the same. The Pakistani army is our enemy. Their atrocities are still ongoing against our nations. They are forcing us. They have plundered our resources. They are not letting us to speak. Whoever speaks, they are killing or abducting. As we can see here, like many martyrs here. Ghulam al-Wazir, one of the most dominant figure of the Pashtun Tahafuz movement and one of our revolutionary poets. He was extrajudicially killed in Islamabad, and the murderers are still living from given the state protection and the state opportunities to them. His killer, or like I would say, all the killers of these matters, they are roaming freely. They have given luxury life by the Pakistani state, and the killing are still going on of our nation. So we must sit together to bring our demands, to bring our visions, and then we will make our conferences, events, organized like together. Like suppose like only us Pashtun, we go to like summer conference, like international community, we go there and we like show them the pain of Pashtun. They might be thinking like, okay, these are only Pashtuns, they are suffering, so okay, that's fine. But if we go all together and we aware the international community that Pakistan atrocities are not only against Pashtuns, they are against Balochs, they are against Sindhis, they are against Kashmiris, Gilgit-Baltistanis, everyone. Only Punjab is the safest place, safest province in Pakistan. And whatever Pakistan does, they do for Punjab. Our resources are stolen. They are taking all our resources to Punjab. Like we are making a huge electricity in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, but our electricity are stolen and they are giving them to Punjab. Balochistan is making a huge gas, but Chaghi people, they don't have gas. Chaghi people are still, in that old, they are burning woods and stuff like that. But they don't have, the gas. Why? Because Punjab and Pakistan has stolen these gas and they are providing these gas to Punjab. And same as the Sindh water, they are stolen and given to Punjab. So we should sit together and have discussion and bring our demands together and then represent ourselves as to international community as ones. So long live James Syed, long live. Thank you.